Well, welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk. We are continuing our coverage of the NFL draft, which is, of course, quickly approaching. We are now just a few short days away, and we are getting to know our DMV, our local prospects, who are expected to hear their name called come April 25th, 26th, and 27th. And we have one of them joining us today, Josh Wallace, the DeMatha grad from Maryland. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm blessed.
So glad to have you with us here. I mentioned you're a DeMatha grad. I got to throw in there, of course, you're a U of M grad as well, and a national championship at champion at that as well. So, I got to start there. Kind of walk us through what these last few months have been like for you, because, you get to celebrate a national championship, but then you get to kind of switch gears and now prepare for an NFL draft.
Oh, last few months they've been fun. Winning the national championship. That's a once in a lifetime experience. So I kind of had to get over it pretty fast, getting right into training, which I did out in Frisco, Texas at Exos, just getting my body prepared for this upcoming season and just combine training really. So it's really been a journey, and I'm just glad I can continue to strive in it.
100%. Well, we're glad we can kind of share your journey and everything. So want to kind of dive in a little more about what these training sessions have been like for you. You mentioned you didn't really get to celebrate your championship all too much because you had that kind of quick turnaround, but walk us through what those training sessions were like and how prepared you now feel.
Back in Texas, training session, we had three a day, 8 a.m. session, movement session. Usually we'll have a position work right after that, and then uh, a lift usually at 2 o'clock. So it'll be 8 o'clock, 11 a.m., and then like 1:32-ish for a lift. And sometimes we'll get physical therapy in between those times and, have off days taking care of the body. So that was really it every single day, a week after the national championship. So just sticking to it.
Incredible stuff. Well, how do you feel now? The last few months have flown by since that national championship game. How prepared do you feel to now hear your name called in a few short days to now hopefully take your talents to the next level?
Oh, I'm prepared, these long months. It's been long months to me, but I'm just ready for my next journey of my life and continue to keep playing football.
What have your conversations been like, whether that's with scouts, with front office folks, when they ask you, why should we draft a guy like Josh Wallace? What are you telling them?
Just a guy that's gonna come in and compete every single day, uh, bring a physicality and a mental state to the DB room as well. Just being able to help someone or as someone helping me as well, just being a sponge and continue to keep getting better every single day.
Yeah, you mentioned, yeah, kind of soaking up that knowledge. And that's something, you learn over your football career, whether that was from your time at DeMatha, your time at Michigan. What are maybe some of the things you learned from both of those programs that really shaped you into the person and the football player you are today that you want to take to the next level?
DeMatha, I had a great experience there. The 2 years I was there, it kind of helped me prepare to be a man going into college, and going to DeMatha, they would prepare you. They do a great job just spending time education wise with Miss Phelan, extra time with her in the morning or afternoon before after class. I mean, not class, school. Just being with her and just being around the people there. They all want you to succeed, the students and the faculty as well. So it was just great being there. My time in Michigan was great as well. These last 6 months, my best college experience, I would say, winning a national championship. Just meeting a whole bunch of guys that had the same goal, and we got that goal done at the end of the year. So it was great being part of that team.
100%. I told you before we hopped on, it feels like yesterday I was talking to your mom about you playing in this national championship game and what it meant to her and your family as well. And that's where I kind of want to bring in the family. They play such a crucial role, whether it was your time at Pee Wee football, DeMatha, Michigan, or your time at UMass as well. What has your family been like with this whole process?
They've been very supportive, always coming to the games that they could. I think they probably missed only 2 games this year, which is crazy out of 15. So kudos to mom and dad on that one, just the sacrifice they make. And, I'm glad they get to experience these moments with me.
Yeah, and now with the training and everything, how have they kind of maybe kept you motivated? I know you mentioned the long days, long hours. I'm sure they're 100% in your corner supporting you each and every day.
Yeah, it's been great. Just keeping in contact with them, letting them know what's going on, and just keeping that relationship is always good to keep you motivated.
100%. So now I gotta, of course, ask you about what your plans are for these next few days coming up soon. What is maybe the Wallace household doing for the draft?
Oh, well, we got to go out to North Carolina. My little brother has a tournament, so we'll be out there. And then this Saturday, have the ring ceremony up at Michigan. So I got to go up there, get our rings, and then going out to California to see some family.
How incredible. Yeah, you're busy then all around the place. Okay. Have you now fast forwarding, I guess, to next week when it comes to the draft, or just a few short days at this point, have you put yourself in that position of, what it was going to be like, what it is going to be like when you potentially hear your name called?
No, I really haven't. Sometimes for me it takes a while for it to settle in, but I think the day before I'll be more excited, obviously, obviously. But I really haven't just sat and soaked in the moment yet.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it because it's such a people want to say a stressful situation, a fun situation. If you had to choose between the two, or maybe it is a combination of both, how are you kind of tackling these next few days? Are there emotions starting to kind of build up?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most starting to build up. You've been grinding for so long, and finally getting closer to your goal. So it's a lot. It's exciting. It's fun, and I'm just ready to start that next path.
Right. And when it came to, little Josh, looking up to NFL football players, were you a Commanders fan, a Ravens fan? Walk us through kind of what you were looking up at, kind of maybe some of your idols in the league.
Growing up, I was a Dallas fan because my dad, he was a Cowboys fan, so everybody in the household became a Cowboys fan, and but was blessed enough to go to a couple games. Always the Cowboy Redskin game. We would always go to that game, and that was always fun. But yeah, I was just always a Cowboys fan. Loved Des Bryant growing up. He always just throw up the X when he scored, and that was really my favorite player growing up.
That's incredible. And was there ever a moment like when you were a kid that you were like, that's going to be me one day. I can see myself out there on the field. Or maybe you didn't believe it, but you had your parents coming at you saying, that is going to be you, Josh.
Oh yeah, as a kid, either football or basketball. Every kid in from our area probably wanted to be a professional athlete. So I would say, yeah, most definitely.
100%. Well, you mentioned the area connection, and there's so much talent here in the DMV, and sometimes we believe it goes unnoticed. But to be a guy from the DMV, you've made your mark already, obviously at Michigan during your time at DeMatha. But what does it mean to represent this area potentially on the biggest stage?
It means a lot, coming from like you said, DeMatha. It's like we're a brotherhood, so everyone from DeMatha, you want to be the bigger brother in such a way, just showing that you could be here too. You could play at Michigan, or people play at Ohio State, just anywhere in the country that you can do it too, being from the DMV, and it's just great being a role model for the kids.
Right. And that was really truly my last question is, you've got to have these young kids. And, the spotlight was on you when you were at Michigan, but now you've got probably kids from the area who know who you are, that want to be like you, looking up to you like you used to look up to NFL players as well. What is your message to them to maybe one day be on really the stage you've been on, or could potentially be on as well?
It's really just take care of your grades in school, and everything else will play out for itself. That's really the main thing. You're always going to be a good athlete, and just keep working hard. Just the grades and working hard, and everything else will play out for itself.
I love that. That's a great message. All right, Josh Wallace joining us today on Toyota Sports Talk. Josh, best of luck. We are so excited for you and what waits ahead.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. More Toyota Sports Talk coming your way in just a few minutes.